questions for our panel. We have about 15 minutes or so between now and coffee. We have some roving mics. This always happens. You're all very quiet, and then in 10 minutes' time, you'll all be really bolshy. There's a woman down there. We might try and take 2 or 3 questions and then let the panel respond. So if you put up your hands when you have questions. Thank you. Okay, this woman.
My name is Heather Taylor. The panel have spoken very articulately about the transition from being organised and possibly institutionalised right out to having complete control of your lives, which is wonderful. I'm wondering, is this system applicable to people with an ID? Have you considered that, and have you got any leaders with ID? How do you expect them to run a company and do what you've been describing?
Okay, thanks, Heather. Might try and just take 1 or 2 more questions if we have them. Eugene, no? Are you? Will you wait for the mic just because of the loop situation? Thank you.
I guess it'd be important to explain the reason for having to set up your own company, and also then a question just of how you manage to organise suitable insurance and whether there's even any scope for access to the state insurance company, which many of the providers are now using, maybe for possible further savings.
Okay, thanks, Eugene. Okay, we might go to the panel. Can anyone take that ID question? I don't know. Yeah, I guess. Okay.
Yes, we do have a number of people with intellectual disabilities that are running, and we run it with family-led support. So we have a support. There's probably 50% of the 25 at the moment are led in that way. And maybe later on today we have Jacinta going to be talking, and she may tell us a little bit more about that. And what was the other question, very briefly?
Why do you have to set up a company and the insurance?
Oh, yeah, I should know this. Well, first of all, Maggie, who Miss Independent has, that's a sole trader operation as distinct from a company limited. Now, we look at it for different reasons. There's a lot of hardship around a company limited by guarantee, but at the same time, it offers a lot of protection and security, particularly to people, members of the company, and other people like that. And that's important. Will we be doing that in 4 years' time? I don't think so. I think we will have worked with revenue commissioners and others, and with the CRO, to be able to look at it in a slightly different way. And we've already started to hint around those kind of things. So it's the best. It's a belt and braces approach for the moment, but I think it's going to be like that for a little while more. Mm-hmm.
Insurance.
The insurance. Well, we're looking at that at the present moment as well. Currently, we have. God, I can't even remember the name of the insurance company. Oh. Yeah, it used to be with the Citizens Information, and now it's changed to another company, JLT, I think. JLT. Yeah, that's it. So, and they're aware of what we're doing in every way, and they're actually running their own piece of research around it, and to see how all this kind of pans out, as well as us. And there's a few more major steps we have to take, but that depends. We have to stay around first in order to take those steps. Okay?
Okay, thanks, Martin. There's a gentleman here, and then John or Johnny. I'm not sure which you are. Are you Johnny or John? Johnny. Okay, so this man here, and then Johnny. Thank you.
Hi, guys, and by the way, excellent day so far. Just on the whole subject of running your own company or sole trader, how have you been able to deal with the fact that, you know, just the basics of running a company causes an administrative cost, be it insurance if you're becoming an employer, you have to have public liability or employee liability insurance. Were you able to discuss that with the funder to agree at the fact that you're going to have an administrative overhead, and did they compensate or make up for that gap?
Okay, and your name is?
David.
David, thanks, David. I don't know. Owen, able to answer that question? Yeah.
Martin's the expert. Just the way I manage that and the proportion. I have 120 hours per week. Each hour of that service, it costs, I think my hourly rate is €20.69. A proportion of that hour goes towards my insurance, audit fee, revenue costs, and as Maggie said before, like, we pay our revenue, so that's how HSE fund people. They don't fund them with the basic rate to pay the PA or your carer. They fund you with the entire amount, which would be in the region between €20 and €23. It used to be 25 a few years ago, but the revenue cost is built in there, the proportion of your insurance, your audit fees, and you also can make a saving in some regard, like that's where we're talking about the value for money. A proportion of that would be perhaps 2,000–3,000 for your audit fee each year, so you can actually get an audit done for much cheaper than that, and you can put that money back into your service, so you'd have some extra hours available. Is that a good answer to your question?
Yeah, so it does work out. You weren't shortchanged.
No.
And maybe Maggie or Johnny, do you want to talk about that? Or?
Yeah, originally you would negotiate with the HSE for an hourly rate of pay, which covers both insurance, company setup, and PA wages. These would help you support, and as long as you try and make all your payments cost effective, you can make the most out of your money then as well.
Maggie, any thoughts?
Yeah, no, I'm not, I don't feel any, I actually feel more empowered by the whole experience, and the money side of things is that I think when you can see visually how your money is being spent and the service that you're getting, and it is your service, you know, that's where I would be coming from. The insurance, yes, I have separate house insurance that covers my PA for any, if there was any touch wood incidents or accidents while she'd be working on my premises. So that's all in place, yeah.
Okay, Johnny at the back has a question if we have the mic. And did you want to say something else?
As well, David, I think it's important to remember that the middle costs are considerably reduced. Like, what are we talking about in terms of reduction? We don't have costs like in terms of the regional supports team or the national supports, etc. Once you get your funding, once you get your set up, etc., you're off. You manage that, and you manage it. And your great savings is through the support of expertise from the community that we outlined in the video earlier on, where volunteers by and large. There's three things that speak to how we do the business around this, and that is the lived experience of disability, the expertise and support of volunteers, and of course the lived experience of parents who support individuals with disability. So those kind of things, they're doing it anyway, and instead of maybe challenging a system and using a lot of energy, we're saying actually work towards a better life, a good life, and put the energy into that. Okay? So.
Okay, thanks, Martin. John.
Just a general question to AT, and also Maggie, I think it's brilliant that your PA didn't have to retire. And is it encouraged, or have any of the PAs come regarding, you know, the way an employer gives a pension contribution, or I think voluntary, that if a PA did come, or how does that sort of work if a PA has to retire due to, you know, sickness, ill health? There's just a general question. Thanks.
Just at the present moment, as you know, historically, we don't have that kind of support. But we are at the moment negotiation with pension companies for life cover and being able to pay contribution to pension, and for some people in terms as well, health cover. We wanted, you know, like the most important, I don't know, a lot of us would be the same, the most important people in our lives, I mean, obviously outside of families and things like that, are our personal assistants, right? That makes the difference between having a day of activity or a day of existence. So that's it. So yes, we want the best for them, indeed. So yes, it's very much on the agenda, Jonathan, and please keep asking.